Okay, so this is the Consew 226, and these are some of the most important adjustments and components of the foot assembly here. So, starting off, we have the alternating feet. This is the inside foot, and this is the outside foot. The inside foot is the middle foot that goes with the feed dog, and that synchronization is controlled here. As it goes up, and there are these links here that go through a bunch of pieces, ends up over here, and is associated with this screw right here, which I have loosened right now. And that's how you synchronize the height of the inside foot in relation to the outside foot, the lifting, the lifting height and ratio. And this should be set, this wing nut here should be set about in the middle. So it's about in the midway range of sliding up and down in its oblong slot there. But that is controlled, that controls the inside foot, okay? Now the outside foot has a number of different things going on. The first thing that it has is this bracket here. And this bracket controls the height of the lift, and it holds the pressure of the lift of the inside or outside foot. So when you, or actually it doesn't control the height, but it controls where the pressure is coming from. The pressure regulator is this bar here, goes across to this screw here. And if you notice, there is a screw that comes through from the top, this one here. So as I turn this screw and push it down, it pushes on this bar like that, and it increases the downward pressure. So now there's a tremendous amount of lift here. So the foot is actually pressing down on the material much harder when this screw is screwed in. It's less when you loosen it. So if I loosen it all the way like this, now there's no pressure at all, and there's hardly any pressure to lift it up. It's really loose. So that's for that. And that bar here that comes across hooks into a little slot on this bracket. Okay. And if this gets moved, then it might make the foot so it's too high or too low. So that needs to be, probably shouldn't be moved unless you have to replace a piece like I had to replace today, which is the tension release piece, this piece here. The old one is here. It was bent out of shape really bad. There was a piece broken off of it, and it was really messing up the machine. It was pretty gnarly. This is the new piece, and this new piece goes in like this. This slot here goes up through, you can see this piece here, it goes through this feed pressure bar height bracket, and then it goes over this rod, goes actually up through, it's hard to see from this side, but if you look from this side, you can see that rod is inside of there, sticking up through. You can see just the stub of it in there. Here, let me grab a pointer here. That piece is right there. Okay? And it goes up and down through that slot. You can kind of see it raising up and down. The other piece is sandwiched between the lifter and the actual lifting piece here. This thing here is part of this, and that piece is this piece here. So it fits in there like that, and the other piece goes, through the shaft itself. So in between the spring. So that spring and that piece keeps the foot flipping down so it doesn't rattle and make a lot of noise and such. But so that piece is in there, and this piece here that's right above it that is connected to this screw right here is what adjusts the pressure bar height. So the pressure bar, when you lift it up and down, that screw right there dictates how high it's going to lift. Okay, so if it only lifts a little bit and doesn't go up, you need to move that bracket down because it's probably going through this slot way up here, and when you raise the pressure foot, it doesn't engage until you get almost all the way up, and it won't give you much lift. So there should be a little play in between there like that. If there's no play at all, then it might be too touchy. And it may not be, it may get too high and actually sit off of the plate. So it needs to be adjusted somewhere around like that. And then the final part of this pressure, the outside pressure foot bar, is this piece that goes between this slot here. And that is used, you loosen the screw inside of here, just barely loosen it. You don't have to loosen it a ton, but just enough to move this foot back and forth to straighten it in relation to the plate and the feed dog. And if you can see here, I've got it set pretty straight. So it's lined up with the feed dog and with the plate. So it's going to go up and down with the inside foot inside of that plate. You know, kind of, so as it goes up and down, there's room in there for it to be straight, because if it's all crooked, it's not going to, it's going to bind. So you just very carefully loosen that screw through this hole here, just enough so you can move this, straighten it, and tighten it. Let's see, what else? The other bracket that's not on there is this piece here. This is what raises the pressure foot from the knee lifter that comes up through here, and it hooks on this piece here. I haven't put it back on yet. And that goes underneath both the tension release piece and the pressure lifter right there. So once all those things are adjusted right and everything's in there and sliding, this has to go through that slot really easily. And I ordered a new piece from somewhere else, and I got an aftermarket one, and it didn't work. It was all bent out of shape, and it was just made poorly, and it doesn't work. So you have to use a genuine Consew piece. Anyway, so that is pretty much it for all the adjustments for the feet, and the alternating feet, I mean.